In this video, we're doing a deeper dive into the new Redcat Vertex 10W Slider build. Now this is a follow-on to my video that I did on this new Vertex 10 lineup. If you haven't seen that video, I will link that in the description down below, where I go over the RTR versions and compare the W version to the regular Vertex 10. But in this video, we're gonna dive into the 10W Slider specifically because it comes pretty much as a pre-assembled kit, and then you outfit the tires and wheels, electronics, paint your cab and everything yourself. So let's jump into the build. I'll show you exactly what I did to mine. And I'm also gonna throw in a bunch of bonus run footage too. So the Vertex 10 sliders come just as you see it here on the box. They come as a pre-assembled chassis kit with pre-built axles, ready for your own wheels, tires, electronics, and your own touch on the polycarbonate cab that we have here. I've already reworked mine a handful of times, done a bunch of different wheel and tire combinations, and I've got it to a good place. So we're gonna jump in and take a look at it now, although it will be changing again soon. I got some different wheels I'm gonna be putting on it. All right, let's take a look at the slider build. So the slider, this thing is a rad setup here with a wide track on it, narrow pinched body here, the narrow rails and everything. This is a much more performance focused crawler platform than the Vertex 10, which is already pretty gnarly in its own right, but they've just taken it up a notch with the 10W. Starting with the exterior on this, so for the cab, you get this very simple Lexan cab, half cab. The RTR comes with a bed. This one comes with just the cab. I went with this metallic blue. My goal was to do a metallic blue to match my Ascent Apex. Redcat gives you some graphics and things, options for stickers, for you to sticker it up how you please. For the wheels and tires on this, this was one thing that I did go back and forth on. For a 10th scale, I typically like to run 1.9s. That's what my go-to is. I find that 2.2 is just like too big and kind of goofy on 10th scales. So I first started off with these Little Guy Racing Parts 1552 1.9 beadlock wheels, wrapped in these 1.9 Ruptures. Ruptures is a big tire. These are almost 5 inches tall. They're I think around 4.9-ish. Big tires for 10th scales, but they looked so small on the 10W that I opted to bump it up and go with the 2.2s. I had these beadlock wheels laying around. I actually had these on my Capra when I had the cut and shuts on these on the Capra. These are nice looking wheels. They aren't exactly what I want, so I will be changing these out eventually to these Endura 2.2s here, have that gunmetal finish, which will further match my little Apex. But I went back and forth on the tire choice as well, because at the beginning when I first got this truck, I only had the BFG crawlers in a size that looked appropriate on this, because Redcat recommends a 5.25 tire on this. The BFGs are about a 5.5, so their height isn't bad, but the width is crazy looking on this. And after driving it and seeing it, I just wasn't happy with how these looked, nor was I really stoked on how they performed. And the G8 compound on my rocks up here in New England, I really like softer compound tires. So I was super stoked when I stopped at Kings Mountain RC in Brewer, Maine when I was up there and found the Ruptures, 2.2 Ruptures in the 5.25 size. Exactly what I needed. This is the recipe for this truck. The green compound on the Ruptures works outstanding. Next up, let's talk about electronics. So this is a little tricky with this truck just due to the size of the opening that you've got for the motor. So I looked around for a lot to find a motor. I didn't want to do the Hobbywing system like the RTRs. I want to do something different. So I settled on the Holmes Hobbies revolver setup. It's really difficult to see in here. So I got the revolver, the 540 revolver. This is the V3, the 1800 kV, nice, chunky, torquey, low-end power on this, very smooth power delivery. Paired that with the Holmes Crawlmaster ESC, the V3 ESC, which is a nice compact unit here. Fits nicely on the tray that Redcat provides. This was a combo that I got through A-Main Hobbies that worked extremely well. It was only about 150 bucks. Very simple to bolt that on and go. Redcat supplies you with the pinion gear. So all I had to do was set the pinion on there, bolt the motor in, good to go. For a radio setup, I've got this paired with the SR515 receiver so I can run it on my DX Rugged radio. Because it has next to no functions other than steering and throttle input. It's very easy to get a small micro receiver in there, keep the clean layout. So you don't need much because there's no selectable overdrive or anything like that. For a servo, I did a couple different servos on this. I started off with the Big Kid Tiny Trucks Cake XL, which is a full-size direct powered servo, which fit in there no problem, but it did hang down a little low, a little lower than I really wanted to. I wanted a low profile servo because I was nervous with the body of that servo hanging down below the axle. It's the same thing that I experienced with my SCX10 and my Capra, which is running the Mias Racing ISO axles with the servo behind the axle. Really like to have that low profile servo so that it's protected and I don't get any hangups there. So I ended up going with the Reefs Raw 800 LP, the low profile, absolute savage of a servo here. One thing to keep in mind that I ran into with this was that the servo would throw the axles further than the linkage would allow. So at full lock, if you can see that, that steering link will hit the diff cover and the servo will continue to try to push it. So I was getting brownout issues with my servo because it was trying to push it too far. So that doesn't seem to be an issue on the 10 RTR version, but I ran into that with the slider version here. On this truck, I also did the additional weighted knuckles that Redcat offers as an accessory. I put those on here as well. The truck comes with the heavy outer portal covers pre-installed, which gives this thing a 60-40 weight bias as it sits right now without the battery. Here we are on the corner scale. As you can see, we got 60-40 as it sits right now, which I was really hoping to get better actually with putting the inner knuckles on there, the heavy knuckles, but didn't add much. We put the battery on there to see what it would be like. 61%. So with the added weight from the Redcat accessories, we gained about 1%. It's my last evening here in Maine, so we're gonna check out the outdoor crawler course here at Kings Mountain. Shop's closed, but they're gonna be nice enough to let me hang out and run this thing with the new setup. All right, here we go. So I'm not familiar with this course. Looks like we got a gnarly outer section here with some rocky sections we'll try out. This will be a learning experience. I don't know the lines, but we'll give it a go. I'm so pumped with the tires, man. That's just what I needed. Portal axles are going to be a big advantage here. All right, where do we want to go? Wiggle my way across here. Somehow get back up onto that ledge. Come on, grab. That's not doing it. There we go. Which way am I gonna go here? I think I'm gonna go through this tree if I can with the wide footprint. Oh, nice, okay. I'm gonna go up and over this big chunk here. See this breakover in action. Look, no problem. get those sidewalls to bite up there. Turn in a little bit. Nice. Well, looks like we got some gates indicated here. Maybe we should try some gates. Let's see. I don't know what the orange indicates. There's some tennis balls down here too. If it's different classes or what, I don't know. Oh man, these tires have given this the personality that I was looking for. This is really what I wanted out of this truck. I'm so pumped. It's funny how just tires can change it so much when you get the right combo on there. And so we're gonna get this steering angle and that overdrive. I think that's the gate. I'm gonna follow it. I got some arrows over here, so let's follow that. Oh, nice. This is a cool section here. Look at this step up, and we got a gate at the top. I'm going to blow this gate to get up there. Bummer. That was a gnarly line up that. I'm going to take this wicked off-camber side hill over here. We'll test the width of this thing. Look at that breakover, so good. Drop off this ledge. Oh, it's so easy. Oh, it fell right in that hole. I wasn't even paying attention. Quick work of that section. The things that you think are going to be hard, it just glides right over. Ooh. A couple more lines before I head back to the Cape. The more I drive it, the better this thing gets. Those tires are scrubbing in, finding my groove out here. Just gonna freestyle a little bit on a couple more lines. Man, this thing is so much fun right now. Digging that Holmes Crawlmaster and the revolver setup too. Power plant's great on this. God, it just makes everything feel so easy. The ground clearance, That angled skid, the steering, the overdrive, all of it comes together so well. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here. So much fun with this truck. The more I drive it, the more fun I have with it. The more lines I find here. I could stay all night, but I gotta hit the road. Hopefully I can get out and drive this thing some local spots when I get back, but this was good. I'm glad I stopped. I'm glad I got the upgrades that I did. Enhanced this thing even more, and then got to try it out while I was here. Super cool. I still would like to try the 10W RTR. It'd be super neat to see how that performs against what I've built here. So stoked on Redcat here. They are crushing it with this Vertex lineup, the 6 scale and now the 10 scale and the 2 different variations in the 10 scale. I love it. I love to see it. Can't wait to see what people do with their trucks. And I hope you guys like these as much as I do. And make this decline. Oh man, no problem. All right guys, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna hit the road. I will see you back on Cape Cod on the bench to wrap this up there. All right, my friends, that's gonna do it for the 10W slider build video here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of this new release from Redcat here? I dig it. If you couldn't tell, I really like it. It's a ton of fun. It is super capable. It's fun to build it out and complete it yourself, although you are going to spend a lot more money on it. The slider version is cheaper initially than the RTR version, but then you're going to throw all your own parts on it. As you see it here, I added about $500 worth of upgrades. It's going to put the total cost of this truck almost at the $900 range. Now it will be interesting to see how this compares to some other high-end 10th scale builds that I have. The SCX-10 Pro, the Vanquish VRD. I really want to put this head to head with some of those. Right now I'm still in the honeymoon phase with this, so it'll be really nice to see some objective back-to-back runs with those trucks, which I will do in the near future. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna have a bunch more content coming on these new releases from Redcat. I'm really enjoying them a lot. The 10W is about $30 more than the Vertex 10 model. I think for what you get, if you're after true performance, it's worth it to step up and get the W model. Can't go wrong with either one though. My overview of both of these models, again, is available to watch. I'll put that in the description down below, as well as the parts list for everything that I did for this truck here. The Vertex 10 lineup is available to order now. I will also put affiliate links in the description if you want to check those out. Clicking those links helps us out here at the channel, doesn't cost you anything additional. These will also be at hobby shops soon if you want to support your local shops and grab them there. But as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.